Okay, so good morning everyone. Today we're gonna have a lecture again. Okay, see you again. So today we're gonna have a lecture on the new model. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce you what we call IS and LM model. Okay, so this is what we're gonna learn today. IS and LM model. Okay, so today I'm gonna introduce the first IS curve. Okay, today I'm gonna introduce IS curve. This one, okay, and IS is come from the word IS is come from investment and saving. Okay, so this is what we're gonna talk today. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about IS and LM model. First, IS curve. The word IS for the I is come from investment, and S is come from saving. Okay, so then let's see how IS curve comes from. Okay, so then first, if you still remember, we have the variable y. Okay, first we have the variable y, and the variable y is very important in macroeconomics as we learned before. Okay, variable y, okay, stand for GDP. Remember GDP. Y stand for GDP, gross domestic product, the total output that our economy can produce. Okay, so the first meaning is total output. Okay. The more you can produce means that the more money you're going to earn. So the second meaning of Y is going to be the total income for the whole economy. Okay? The more output you can produce, the more money you're going to earn. Okay? So total output always equal to total income for the whole economy. The more money you earn, it means that the more money you can spend it out. Okay? So then the third meaning is total expenditure. Okay, so the variable y in the macroeconomics, you're gonna have three meanings: total output, like a GDP, gross domestic product; total income, income for the whole country, or sometimes we call national income; and the last one, total expenditure or total spending, how the whole economy gonna spend the money out. Okay, we have three meanings as a variable y. Okay, then okay, we're gonna have, okay, for the IS curve, okay, for the IS curve, how IS curve come from. First, we need to introduce what we call Keynesian clause model. Okay. Okay, we're gonna introduce this one, Keynesian clause model. Okay, Keynesian clause model. Okay, this is the model that leaded to IS curve. Okay, for the Keynesian clause, you're gonna have a curve like this. Okay, this is y. This is also y. Same y, but different meaning. Okay, this one gonna stand for y as a total expenditure. Okay, I'm going to use TE. Okay, the vertical of the Y stand for total expenditure. The horizontal of the Y stand for total output and total income. Okay, so the vertical is a total expenditure. Y as a total expenditure. The total money that the whole economy gonna spend it out to buy something, to purchase something. Okay, I'm gonna use TE, and the horizontal is gonna be the Y for the other meaning, Y for the total output, and Y for the total income. Okay, and then for the Keynesian clause, you're gonna have 45-degree curve like this. You're gonna have the 45-degree curve like this. Okay. Each point on the 45-degree curve Okay, each point on the 45-degree curve represent that total expenditure gonna be equal to Y. Okay, total expenditure gonna be equal to total output and total income. Okay, each point on the 45-degree curve represent total expenditure equal to total output and total income. Okay, so what does this mean? This is 45-degree curve. Okay, what this means is, for example, point A, point B, point C, point D. Okay, each point on this curve, for example, point A. Point A, one of the nice property of 45-degree curve is point A. If the horizontal equal to 100, vertical will be equal to 102. Okay. Point B, if horizontal here is 200, vertical here also 200. Okay. Point C, if this one is 300, this one also 300. Point 4, if this one 400, this one also 400. Okay. So what this means here is on every point, okay, every point of the 45-degree curve, the horizontal always equal to the vertical. Okay. If this one 100, this one also equal to 100. If this one 300, this one also equal to 300. So this means that on every point on the 45-degree curve, okay, total output, total income always equal to total expenditure. Okay. So it means that you're going to have the equilibrium point if you stay on the 45-degree curve. Okay. So again, 45-degree curve. The meaning is every point on the 45-degree curve, the whole economy, total income, total output, always equal to total expenditure. Okay, always equal to total expenditure. Okay, that's it. Okay, next one. Okay, this is just an interview of 45-degree curve. One, okay. How the total expenditure come from? How the total expenditure come from? Okay, TE, this guy. How the total expenditure come from? TE, this guy. Okay. So TE, for example, TE total expenditure for the whole economy come from consumption. Okay, this is the expenditure of household. The second one is investment. Investment is the expenditure of the business sector. Next one is the government spending. Okay, and for the open economy, you're gonna have export minus import. Okay, export is mean you spend we sell the product to the other country. The other country spend the money on our product. Okay, export. Okay, and import, we spend the money on the foreign product. Okay, export always positive. Okay, export always positive because the foreign customers spend the money on our product. The money gonna flow into our country. Import, we spend the money on the foreign product. The money gonna flow out of the country. So this one is gonna be negative. Export always positive. Okay. So you have this one is an equation, it's like a total expenditure. Okay, total expenditure. And then one by one, we're going to talk about consumption first. Okay, we're going to talk about consumption first. Okay, if you still remember, we talked about consumption equation before. Okay, consumption equation, C equal to A plus B, Y minus T. Okay, this is a consumption equation. Okay, C equal to A plus B, Y minus T. Okay, this is a consumption equation. A is just some parameter, B is just some parameter, Y in this case equal to income. Okay, this guy is income, this guy is tax. Okay, so Y minus T is actually income after tax. Okay, income after tax. Okay, so what is A and what is B? A is some A is some minimum money that you need to survive a day. Minimum money that you need in order to survive a day. For example, if I assume that we have no tax, C equal to 100 plus 0.8 Y. Okay. For example, if we have no tax, if I set A equal to 100, if I set B equal to 0.8, okay, this equation, what does it mean? What does it mean is income, okay, Y have a relationship with C consumption. The more income you have, the more consumption, the more money you're gonna spend on consumption. Okay? So then, what does it mean by 100? What does it mean by A? I give A as equal to 100. Okay? 100 or A mean that even though you doesn't have any money, Y equal to 0. Even though you doesn't have any money, Y equal to 0. If Y equal to 0, you put 0 instead of Y, and C is going to be equal to 100. Okay? Even though you don't have any money, even though you don't have any income, you need to consume, you need to spend it out. You need at least 100 baht. Okay? In Thailand, for example, 100 baht in order to survive a day. Okay? So this is the meaning of A. A again, A is a minimum money that you need to survive a day, even though you doesn't have any income. Okay? Even though you doesn't have any income. So then the next thing is, what is the meaning of 0.8? What is the meaning of B? Okay, I set B at a 0.8. Okay, let's see this one. If you have more money, okay, if you have more money, if you have more income, from 0, okay, for example, you have more income to 100, okay. If you have income equal to 100, so what this means is, okay, let me move over there, maybe better, okay. Let me move here, Y and C. Okay, no money at all, no income at all, you're gonna consume 100. Okay. On the other hand, if you have more money, if you have income equal to 100, you put 100 here. Okay, you have income equal to 100, you put 100 here. 100 multiplied by 0.8 equal to 80. 80 plus 100 equal to 180. See that? Okay. If you have 200, you put 200 here. 200 multiplied by 0.8, you got 160. 160 plus 100 equal to 260. Okay? What this means is when you have more money, 100. When you have more income, you're going to consume more for 80. 80, always. Okay? Every time when you have 100 more on income, every time when you have 100 more on income, you're gonna spend more on consumption for 80. Okay? You're gonna spend more on consumption for 80. So what this means is delta C over delta Y. Delta C, delta mathematics. In mathematics, delta is mean changing. Okay, the changing of consumption over the changing of income. Okay, this one, consumption always changing for 80, income always changing for 100. So 80 over 100 equal to 0.8. This guy. Okay, so the number 0.8 mean, every time when your income increasing for 100, let's say 100%, the consumption is going to be increasing for 80%. Okay, 80 or 80%. So this is showing the behavior of the people in your country. Okay, 0.8 or B. Okay, 0.8 or B. Let me set the behavior of the people in your country when the people have more income. How much money they're going to spend more on consumption. Okay. 0.8 means when you have 100% increasing in income, they're going to consume more for 80%. Okay? They're going to consume more for 80%. They're going to save from 100, they're going to consume more for 80. So it means that they're going to save only 20. Okay, they're gonna save only 20%. So this one showing the behavior of the people in your country. Okay, so B or 0.8 showing the behavior of the people of your country on consumption. We have a name for it. Okay, we call B as MPC or marginal propensity to consume. Okay, we call it marginal propensity to consume. Again, marginal propensity to consume. Okay, this is a variable B. Okay, so then you're done. You know all the meaning of consumption equation. Consumption equation C equal to A, parameter A or 100. That is give the example to you. A is a minimum number of the money that you need to survive in one day, even though you doesn't have any income. B, we call it as an MPC, marginal propensity to consume. Okay, when you have more income, how much money you're gonna spend more on consumption. And here Y as an income and tax. Tax is minus because if you have to pay more tax, you're gonna have less income left. Okay. If you have to pay more tax, you're going to have less money left and you're going to consume less. So this is negative, minus. Okay, so this is the consumption equation. Then we're going to use this, this one to plot the graph. Okay. C equal to A plus B, Y minus T. The graph is going to be look like this. This one is a Y as a total income. C. Consumption curve look like this. Is C equal to A plus B, Y minus T. This is point A, the starting point. Okay, the starting point. If you don't have any income at all, if income equal to 0, you need at least A. You need at least a baht to survive a day. The more income you have, the more consumption is going to be increasing. So consumption is going to be always have a positive slope going up. Okay. The more income you have, the more money you're going to spend on consumption. Okay? How consumption going to going up? Going to be steep, going to be flat, depend on B. Okay, depend on B. So B is the slope. Okay? B is the slope of the curve. A is the starting point of the curve. B is the slope of the curve. Okay? So then you have this one. This is consumption equation. Okay, you have consumption equation here. And then, okay, next one, we're gonna combine everything together. Good? Okay. Okay, as I mentioned before, total expenditure over here equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M, like this. Okay, so then for example, C equal to A plus B, Y minus T. I put it down here. Okay, C equal to A plus B multiplied by Y minus T. And then this is I, this is G, this is X minus M, this is total expenditure, this is total expenditure, okay? The total expenditure equation look like this, okay? This is C, consumption, and I, investment, G, government spending, X minus M, okay? Export minus import, okay? So then, when we drawing the graph, let me show showing you here. This is Y as a total income, total output. Okay, this is Y as a total expenditure. You have 45-degree curve. That is total expenditure always equal to total income and total output. Okay, like this. As I showed you before, you're going to have consumption curve. Consumption curve look like this. And then we adding consumption with investment. We adding consumption with government spending, with export and import. Okay. So to make it easy, I assume that investment, government spending, export and import is just some given number, just some fixed number. Okay, no equation for them. Okay, just a given number, fixed number. So then, total expenditure is just the consumption curve. It's just a consumption curve adding with investment, government spending, export and import. So the shape of the curve always the same, going up. Okay. So then let's see this one. This is a total expenditure. It comes from C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Always look like this. Okay, just like a consumption. Starting from here, okay, from point A, okay, and going up like this, okay. And total expenditure going up like this, because the more income you have, the more money you're gonna spend it out, okay. Total expenditure have a positive curve like this, because the more income you have, the more money you're gonna spend it out, okay. The more money you're gonna spend it out on consumption, okay, plus investment, government spending, export and import. And then from this graph, you're going to see that we're going to have only one point that the total expenditure curve intersect with 45-degree curve. Okay, only one point, this point. We're going to call it as the equilibrium point. Okay, equilibrium point. Equilibrium point is going to be the point that total expenditure intersect with 45-degree curve. Okay, total expenditure curve intersect with 45-degree curve. As I mentioned before, the point on 45-degree curve means that the horizontal always equal to vertical. So it means that at this point, only one point in the graph, okay, point E, total expenditure intersect with 45-degree curve. This one is mean that total income, okay, this guy, Y star, total income, total output always equal to total expenditure. Okay, output, income equal to expenditure. Okay, so we're gonna call this point as the equilibrium point, because it's a point that total income, total output equal to total expenditure. Other than this, on the right, on the left is not equilibrium point. It's not an equilibrium point. The only equilibrium point is a point that total expenditure intersect with 45-degree curve. Okay, only this one. On the right of this point, on the left of this point is not an equilibrium point. So let me show you. Okay, for example, this one or this one. On the right, for example, YA. On the left, for example, YB. Okay, YA and YB is not an equilibrium point. Okay, why? Because, for example, over here, YA, this is the total expenditure. Okay, total expenditure is the total money that people are going to spend in the economy. Total expenditure curve, this one represents the demands. Okay, refer to the demands. Okay, demand for the whole country, because it's the money you're gonna spend out. Okay, demand is low. 45-degree curve is high. It's like a supply, because 45-degree curve represents total output. Okay, so then demand is lower than supply. So what you're gonna do? Okay, you have the gaps over here. Demand less than supply. People spend, people purchase lower than total output. So how the economy going to adjust themselves? The economy going to adjust by Since demand less than supply, people buy less than what we can produce. Okay, so it means that okay, we're gonna have some product left that nobody wants to buy. We call it as a surplus or excess supply problem. So how the economy is going to adjust themselves is the whole economy is going to produce less. When they produce less, Y as output going to go into the left until it's equal to the equilibrium point. Equilibrium point here, demand equal to supply. Okay. On the other hand, on the left side of the equilibrium point over here, YB, okay, YB as you can see, total expenditure is above or higher than 45-degree curve. Okay, total expenditure stands for demand for the whole country. Okay, 45-degree curve stands for supply. So you have the problem of demand greater than supply. People want to buy more than what we can produce. So it means that the product in the economy is not enough. We have a shortage problem. Okay, we have a shortage problem. So what we're going to do is we need to produce more. When we produce more, Y on the vertical, on the horizontal, going to be increasing, going to the right until it reaches the equilibrium point. Equilibrium point, total expenditure and the 45-degree curve intersect to each other. So it means that demand is equal to supply. Okay, everything stop, done. Okay, so this is the meaning of. Okay, this is how the Keynesian clause graph, how it works. Okay, how the Keynesian clause works. Okay, look like this. Okay, so how about the math? How about the equation? How about the equation here? Okay, let me assume okay some value. Okay, let me assume some value. Okay, so then if I assume that consumption equal to 100 plus 0.8 y minus t. I assume that t equal to 50. I assume that investment equal to 200. Government spending equal to 200. Export equal to 400. Let's say 300. Yeah, 300. Import equal to 200 for example. Okay. If I give you some number, okay? If I give you some number over here, okay? Okay? I give you the consumption equation, okay? I give you the value of tax, in this case, example 50. I give you the number of investment, I give you the number of government spending, I give you the number of export, I give you the number of import. So then, how to solve for the equation, okay? It's very simple. I just put everything I know over here into the equation. I just put everything I know into the equation, okay? So that's good, okay? So then, let's do it together. And don't forget to practice on the paper, okay? Practice by hand, by yourself. You need this one to do on the final exam, okay? I'm going to give you the final exam on this one, on this equation, of course, okay? So then, let's see, okay? I'm going to start with total expenditure equation. Total expenditure equation equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So then I put everything I know into this equation. Okay, so then what I have is total expenditure equal to 100 plus 0.8 y minus t. Y minus t, t equal to 50. Investment equal to 200. Government spending equal to 200. Export equal to 300. Import equal to 200. This is what I have. Okay, I just put all the number I know into the equation, simple like that. This is a consumption C, okay, A plus B, Y minus T, T equal to 50. I, G, X, M. I put everything I know into the equation. Done, okay? So then let me erase this one. Okay, the next one is, I just calculating, okay? Doing some simple mathematics, put it together, okay? And then TE equal to 100, 200, 200, 300 minus 200. What I have? I have 600. Okay, I have 600. I just combine this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy together. I got 600. Okay, simple like that. This one 0.8. I multiply 0.8 inside the bracket. So what I have is I'm gonna have 0.8y minus 0.8 multiplied by 50. Okay, 0.8 multiplied by 50. I'm gonna have 40. Okay, this is what I have. And then after that, 600 minus 40 TE equal to 560 plus 0.8y. This is what I have. I have total expenditure. Okay, I have total expenditure equation. Are you okay, everyone? I have total expenditure equation like this. What is meant by total expenditure equation? What is the meaning of this equation? Okay, as you can see, if you have no income at all, if y equal to 0, TE will equal to 560 from this equation. If y equal to 0, if this guy equal to 0, total expenditure equal to 560. So then this is what you have. Total expenditure curve starting from 560. Okay? This number means the total expenditure curve gonna starting at 550. Okay, gonna starting at 550. Let me erase this one. Okay, let me erase this one. Okay, this equation I can draw like this. This is TE equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M, or TE equal to 560 plus 0.8y. I know that it's starting from here 560. Okay, 560. So then the next one, I want to find the equilibrium point of the model. Here, equilibrium point. As I mentioned before, equilibrium point is a point that total expenditure curve intersect with 45-degree curve. Okay, so then this one is mean that total expenditure gonna be equal to total income, total output. Okay, or TE equal to Y. This one. So then, in order to find the equilibrium point, okay, I'm gonna starting with at the equilibrium point. Okay, y gonna be equal to TE. I use this one. Okay, in order to find the equilibrium point, okay, y is gonna be equal to TE. Okay, equilibrium point over here. As you can see, equilibrium point is mean that the total expenditure curve intersect with 45-degree curve. If it intersects with 45-degree curve, it means that this point, TE equal to Y, or Y equal to TE. Okay? So then, Y equal to TE. What is TE? TE is here. I just put it down. 560 plus 0.8Y. Okay? Just put TE equation, total expenditure equation, into this condition. Okay? I put the total expenditure equation into this equation. And then as you can see, you have y on both sides. This is y and this is y. Okay, you have y on both sides. Y and y. Then you have to combine it together. Okay, so you're going to have y minus 0.8y equal to 560. 0.2y equal to 560. Y 0.2 is like 2 over 10. 560. Y equal to 560 multiplied by 10 over 2. Okay, so then y equal to this one. Okay, so here is 2,800 will be equal to total expenditure 2,800. Okay, this is the equilibrium in your economy. So that's all good. After solving the equation, you know that the equilibrium in your economy is the point of demand equal to supply is the total output, the GDP, going to be equal to 2,800. Again, 2,800. This point. Total income equal to 2,800. Total output 2,800 equal to total expenditure 2,800. Okay. Point E. Total income, total expenditure equal to total output 2,800. Okay, this is your GDP, the equilibrium point of your economy. So what's so good? Okay. Then if I call this one as an E1. Equilibrium point 1. Okay, I call this one as an E1. Next thing I want to show you is if something change, if something in the economy change. Okay, I assume that C equal to 100 plus 0.8 y minus t equal to 50. I equal to 200, G equal to 200, X equal to 300, M equal to 200, right? This is what I assume. This is what I assume, okay? So then next thing that I want to show you is if some number change, how it affects the equilibrium point. If some number change, how it affects the equilibrium point. For example, if the government decide to spend more, if the government decide to spend more the money on the economy, how it affects the economy. Okay. For example, like today we have the crisis about the coronavirus. Okay, COVID-19, the economy slow down. Then the government around the world spend more the money to help the whole economy. Okay, if the government spend more, is that actually help the whole economy? Okay, we can solve it by mathematics over here. If the government spend more, for example, from 200 to 300. Okay, if the government spend more from 200 to 300, you think about it, it's like $200 million, increasing to $300 million. You can think about this as a unit of millions dollar. Okay, if the government spend more from 200 to 300, how it affect the whole economy? We can recalculating everything again. Okay, we can recalculating everything again. Okay, consumption still the same. 100 plus 0.8 multiplied by y minus t or tax. Okay, and what is this one? Investment still the same. Okay, 200. But the government spending increasing from 200 to 300, so it's going to change. 300. Export still the same. Import still the same. Okay. Since this one I'm changing from 200 to 300, I recalculating the whole equation. This is what I'm going to have. This one becomes 700. Okay. And this one becomes 660. Okay, this one becomes 660. Okay. So increasing the government spending by 100 from 200 to 300. The total expenditure equation changing from 560 to 660. Okay, you're just recalculating everything by hand. So then what does this mean? Okay, as I mentioned before, 560 is the starting point of the curve here. So then since it changed from 560 to 660, it means that the whole curve shift up. E2 This is TE equal to 660 plus 0.8y. Okay, 660. This is the starting point. Okay, the whole curve parallelly shift up. Parallelly shift up. The difference here equal to 100. Okay, from 560 to 660. Okay, from 560 to 660. Okay, the whole curve shift up. Why? Because the government spend more. When the government spend more, total expenditure increasing, shift up. The whole curve shift up. Shift up for what? Shift up for 100. Shift up for 100 because the government spend more 100 from 200 to 300. Okay, increasing for 100. And then, as you can see, since the total expenditure curve shift up, increment point move from E1 to E2. Increment point move from E1 to E2. Then what it means is, you can guess that the GDP should be increasing. The GDP should be increasing. How? Let's do the math. Same. Okay. Using the same equation over here, using the same equation, y equal to TE, but this time TE is 660 plus 0.8y. Okay, this time 660 equal to 0.8y. Okay, then what I have is 0.2y equal to 660. This is like a 2 over 10, y equal to 660, y equal to 660, multiply 10 by 2, equal to 3300. This is 3,300. 3,300. What we can learn from here? What we can learn from here? What is the meaning of this? Okay, as you can see, the government increasing their spending to help to stimulate the economy. They spend more from 200 to 300. The government increasing their spending just 100. However, then after that, the total expenditure curve shift up. Increment point move from E1 to E2, and finally, okay, as a consequence, the GDP increasing from 2,800 to 3,300 is increasing for 500. Okay. The government spend more only 100, and the consequence is the whole economy, okay, increasing, the GDP increasing from 500. 100 compared to 500. It means that the whole economy increasing 5 times. 5 times compared to the original number of money that the government inject into the economy. Okay? So this one 5 times. The government spend more 100, but the GDP increasing for 500. This is like a 5 times. We call this one as a multiplier effects. Multiplier effects. Okay, we call it as a multiplier effects. So why the government spend more only 100, but the whole economy can generate more than that, 500? Okay, it's because of the key. The key point is this guy. The key point is MPC or 0.8. MPC in the consumption equation. MPC 0.8 means, MPC 0.8 means when the people in your country have 100% more in the income, they're gonna keep it only 20%. They're gonna spend it out for 80%. Okay? So what does it mean? That when the government decide to spend more, stimulate the whole economy, For example, if I am the government, when I spend more the money to the people, okay, then when the people get the money from the government, they're going to keep it only a small part and then they're going to spend it out. So then the money is going to move many times in the economy, generate a lot of activity in the economy. I spend the money to the people, people keep it in small number, they're going to spend more, okay, spend again. Then when they spend again, okay, the next people are going to get more money. They're going to keep a small part, spend it out, the money is going to move many times. Then generate many activity. The GDP then increasing in multiple multiplier effects. Okay, this is the idea. Okay, this is the idea. So far so good. Okay. Okay, so then next step is how the multiplier effects come from. We're going to solve for the formula of the multiplier effect. Okay. So let me delete everything here. Okay. So next one, I'm gonna try to solve and show you the formula of the multiplier effects. Okay. Again, I'm gonna start it with total expenditure equation. I'm gonna start it with total expenditure equation. Okay, TE equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus M. C is A plus B, Y minus T. Like this. Okay. And then I just plug in B inside the bracket. Multiply B inside the bracket. I got BY. I got BT. Okay, this is what I have. Okay. And then this is a total expenditure equation. Next one is at the equilibrium point. Y always equal to TE. Right? And then I put TE inside this equation. Y equal to A plus BY minus BT plus I plus G plus X minus M. This is what I have. And then this is Y, this is Y. I can plug it in, move it to the same side. Okay. I got Y minus BY equal to A minus BT plus I plus G plus X minus M. 1 minus B, Y equal to A minus BT plus I plus G plus X minus M. Y equal to 1 over 1 minus B. A minus BT plus I plus G plus X minus M. This is what I have. This is what I have. Okay? So then, next one, this is going to be a little bit difficult, okay? What I'm going to do next is I'm going to do what we call, in mathematics we call partial derivative. Okay, we're going to use the mathematics called partial derivative, okay? Let me try to show you, okay? Delta y over delta g. Partial derivative is like this is a basic calculus. Delta y over delta g, okay, as you can see delta y is here, g is here. The basic property of the partial derivative or the basic calculus is when you try to delta y with the delta g, this one, you just simply take anything in front of g, okay? The thing that stays in front of g is 1 over 1 minus b, because 1 over 1 minus b is multiplied have to be multiplied on every variable in the bracket. Okay? So then when I do delta y respect to delta g, what I get is I'm gonna get 1 over 1 minus b. This is what we call the multiplier effect. Okay, this is what we call the multiplier effect. Okay, we can find the multiplier effect of g I x, same, delta y over delta I. Okay, delta y over delta x. Same. Okay, same, 1 over 1 minus b, same. However, the multiplier effect of tax and import is different because it's minus. Okay, multiplier effect of tax equal to minus b over 1 minus b. Multiplier effect of import minus, okay, minus 1 over 1 minus b. Okay? So as you can see, everything, the multiplier effect of everything depends on b. And b is come from consumption equation. B is come from consumption equation. So for example, the case that we talked before, b equal to 0.8. Okay? b equal to 0.8. If I put b in here, okay, what I'm going to have is delta y over delta g equal to 1 over 1 minus 0.8. 1 over 0.2. This is equal to 5. 5. If the government, 5, what does it mean by 5? 5 means 5 over 1. If the government spend more $1, the GDP will be increasing 5 times of $5. You see that? Is 5. 5 is multiplier effect. 5. In this case, the government spend more 100. So if you multiply 100 or 100, it means that if the government spend more 100, the GDP will be increasing 500. Okay? So the number 5 come directly from this formula, 1 over 1 minus b. Same thing, same story. If something happens, if the business sector invests more 1 unit, the GDP will be increasing same, 1 over 1 minus b, 5 times. If we can export more $1, the GDP will be increasing 5 times, or 1 over 1 minus b. Import on the other hand, minus 1 over 1 minus b. It means that if we import $1 more, the GDP will decrease.